Hello and welcome back, everybody. Slim Slam and the Bandwagon Fan coming at you for Week 11 review show here. I'm Slim, he's Slam, and to my left, the return of the Bandwagon Fan. Boys, how are we?
Well, I'll let him go first, Blaze, because
Just to make sure.
I'm worried about him.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
What
Are
else
you
am I
okay?
worried about?
Are you okay?
I am okay. Thank you for asking.
Okay, thank
Excellent.
God.
That's always good. Get that out of the way nice and early. As always, the show is brought to you by the Jersey Cartel. Better get them in nice and quick too. Obviously, the giveaway winner has just been announced, so congratulations go out to Corey. And we'll be announcing our
Day one since day one.
Day one since day one. Yeah, a bit of a faux pas on the distributing social post, but hey, that's life. That happens. We're announcing the next giveaway. I think tomorrow is the plan. So yeah,
Okay.
we're going to go down that road.
Right.
But anyway, lots happening there. I hope he enjoys his jersey, and we will continue to supply. I guess.
I wonder what team he goes for. Does anyone know?
I don't know. No.
Corey, hit us up.
It'd be a good
Slide into
question.
our DMs one more time.
Yeah, just
and
one
let us
more
know who you go for.
That's Matt Kerr.
Okay.
Just
might go for
totally off topic.
He might go for the Patriots.
All right.
Who knows?
With the pleasantries out the way, Schnazi, good to have you back, my friend.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm good to be back. I missed the podcast last week. And I
Yeah.
want to send an apology to the fans and also an apology to the fans that we didn't get around to do the Week 11 preview show.
Yeah, well, that was obviously a big issue that was kind of out of our control.
It was.
The state of the state in South Australia, that is, being in full lockdown. So obviously we couldn't get around to that one. However, we're bigger and better than ever before tonight, I think.
Yeah, state, day one.
You're all over me tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Why couldn't you take the night off?
Schnazi, how about you take us through Good Call, Bad Call, my friend?
Mate, good, cool, bad, cool. Happy to be back. Happy to be doing it.
Yeah.
Happy to get straight into it.
Beautiful.
Good, cool, bad, cool. Tua has instant regrets after saying this last week. I expected it to be a lot harder. Not that it's not hard.
I think it's a good call.
Yeah, he'd probably regret that one, I would have thought. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm not wearing the Miami Dolphins #1 Guernsey tonight.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
No, you're actually wearing the clown hat. We'll get to why.
Yeah, I don't want to
why
talk
that's
about it.
staying on your snug little dome there all night long. Hey, I think if you come out and you talk a talk like that, it's not great that
You've got to walk the walk.
when you're expected to walk the walk the very next week and you get pulled.
Yeah.
And
Just losing to the Broncos is the problem.
Well, yes, that's a big red flag.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, I think there was at one point in the game where they had 5 straight 3 and outs.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing a lot with
I
the
think in
ball.
the third
And the
quarter-
defense had him in the game early,
Yeah.
as has been the case. And I think when push come to shove, Tua just couldn't deliver and had to get Fitzmagic in to try win the game.
We'll just try to move the ball. I think they only had about a bit over 100 yards from scrimmage through the third quarter.
Yeah,
so,
it wasn't pretty.
No,
Wasn't
no,
pretty.
Not for your favourite son.
No.
But we'll see. They might bounce back.
I was
I think
upset.
they're going to struggle to remain in the Elite 8, I would have thought. But
Yeah, big strike.
we'll wait and see.
And I
on that
pushed
one.
so hard for so many weeks to
I
get him in
know,
there,
I know.
and it'll probably be short-lived.
It's poetic justice. I love it. Schnazi, good call from me, my friend.
Awesome. Slammer,
Yeah, I'm with you.
good call.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank God you're here. Another great TV show.
TV show.
It was fantastic.
Good call, bad call. Baltimore Ravens cannot win the Super Bowl.
Whoa, it's a big one. Big call. It's definitely a big call. They can't win the Super Bowl. Well, if they're playing like the way they're playing at the moment, no, I'd agree with you that they can't win the Super Bowl. But if they could find some of the form that they had towards the end of last year and maybe even at the start of this year a little bit and could get back on the right track, then maybe if they get on a hot streak like that, can be pretty hard to stop. But the way they're playing at the moment, no chance at all.
To me, it looks like teams have done their research. They've got him figured out a little bit, and now Lamar's having to play a way that he's not really either used to, comfortable with, or maybe, what's the best way to put this? It's not the ticket to success. Like, he doesn't have the runs on the board with the throwing of the ball to carry an offense when they're going to sell out and stop them from doing what they initially want to do.
I think it's clear to me. They're a front-running team.
Yeah.
And in the past few weeks, the Pack caught up to him, as Slam just mentioned.
Yeah.
And trying to come from behind, Lamar just doesn't have the arm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he just doesn't have that arsenal in his game.
He
to
just doesn't
be
have
able
that.
to
Exactly.
win.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have that 2-minute drill in him.
No.
No. We
Yeah.
talked off air before about Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
He just has not even a 2-minute drill. It's probably a minute drill.
Yeah.
With a few timeouts there. Lamar Jackson, I would have no faith in him pulling together a 2-minute drill to win a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to need to win in the playoffs, because when you start playing the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Saints, and the Packers, and even the Titans, you're going to need that in your back pocket to come out, because if you're behind,
And this is not a new issue. the
it's
other
not.
thing. This is an ongoing problem
No.
for them for upwards of almost 2 seasons.
Well,
now.
they haven't won a playoff game with him.
Yeah, exactly.
They're 0-2 in the playoffs with him under centre. So
And we've mentioned before about how these questions can only get answered at the tail end of the year.
yeah.
But that's not to say that the questions can't get larger now.
Well, they're behind the Browns. They're
Yeah.
third in
Yeah,
the division.
let's be honest. Right now, if they don't pull their finger out, they're not even going to make the postseason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, exactly right.
yeah,
It's struggle town in Baltimore at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I don't think they're going to get past the Chiefs at all.
I don't think so either.
No. As far as hoping Slam was going to go with the answer. But anyways, make it up on the fly. We'll see how we go. Good call, bad call. After all the water that's got under the bridge in Dallas are best positioned to clinch the NFC East.
Yeah, so we had a quick chat last week when it was just me and Slammer in the booth about the fact the Giants were coming along nicely. Now, obviously, the Giants had the bye on the weekend, so we didn't see any of them. However, the Cowboys did look a lot better this week, Chuck.
they did much better. Now, this is how I had envisioned it going when Dalton came in the first time. This is what I was expecting to see. And that was why, and that was even why at the start of the season I said that potentially they weren't going to be worse off if Dalton was under centre than Dak. Obviously, the first 2 games that was not the case at all. But on the weekend, they did look much better. Granted, it was the Vikings, and the Vikings didn't play very well, but still, I think it'll come down to the Giants or the Cowboys, and I think they might even play each other in the last round.
Yeah.
If I'm not
They do.
mistaken.
You're correct.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to that Week 17 game. Although even the football team is not looking too bad the last couple of weeks either.
Well, they have each other this week.
Who's that? The Giants and the football team?
No, the football team and the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's it.
So whoever wins that game, well, not whoever wins it. If Dallas win, they go top of the division. Because this week, Philadelphia have got the Seahawks.
Yep.
And then Giants have
Winning
the Bengals.
Yeah.
But the Dallas hold the win-loss record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or the head-to-head, sorry. So
Yep.
we could be seeing Dallas going back to top of the NFC East.
That division truly is the gift that keeps on giving.
It is.
Oh, it's content. It's
is
genuine
just-
content.
Every time any of those teams play, it's either deplorable or it's always deplorable. But like, it's just, how is this still going? Like, how can it just possibly
it's
be this
mind-boggling.
deplorable?
At the start of the year, I could not fathom we would be saying the Giants are a chance to win.
I know.
No.
I know.
And now we're saying they're probably the hottest team in that division.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's come full circle.
what the hell
Because
is
they've won
going
2
on?
games in
Yeah.
the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
only been 11 weeks. But hey, you did touch on the Eagles quickly.
11 weeks,
they're
and the
gonna get
best team's
flopped.
got 3 wins.
Yep.
They'll get flogged by the Seahawks.
They do not look good.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be
they're in
that's
trouble.
going to be a good one in the preview show.
Mate, I can't
for
wait.
that.
They've been sitting up the top for like the last 4
Yep.
weeks now. And
Yeah.
every week we're going, time. It's time.
The
It's
other
time.
problem-
And finally this week, I reckon it's time.
The way
Carson-
they're going, they'll probably come last in that division now.
Yeah.
Oh, I would not put it beyond
I
them.
think Carson Wentz, in when we get to their game shortly, is going to cop it. I would have thought. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what's the problem that I'm even thinking of now, Blaze, right? So one of these teams is going to win this division with probably 6 wins at best, I would have thought, right? So everybody else in that division is going to get probably a top 12 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And then that team is going to be automatically vaulted into playoff contention. So they won't be picking until at least pick 20. So it's almost like the worst case scenario for any of those teams to win the division because it means they're going to be picking so
That's
much later in the draft.
That's a good thought, really.
Yeah, it only just hit me then. But I'd be worried. If you only win 6 games and then you don't pick until pick 21.
So you think there might be a little underlying narrative going on here?
Nobody
in
wants
terms
to win it.
of- Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be tank. It's a tank
off.
It's a tank
Yeah, you'll
off.
see the Giants and the Cowboys in week 17 both trying to go backwards.
It's-
Just safety after safety after safety.
and that would be the perfect way to sum up
Yeah.
the year for
That
the
would, be the
NFC.
best way.
That would
That would be the best way for the NFC East to finish, no doubt.
brilliant.
Moving on.
Yes.
Last one. Good, cool, bad, cool. Our Raiders, well, it's not our. The Raiders are the 3rd best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'll let Chucky take this, but
Yeah, I like this one, and that's because it was mine. Shock horror. They very well might be, Schnars. We were looking before. They'd beaten the Saints.
Yep.
They've lost to the Bucks and the Chiefs, and I think there was another one. Oh, the Bills. They lost by about a touchdown. They're 3 pretty respectable losses. I think the only bad one was to the Patriots in about week 2 or 3.
Correct.
And then everyone else they've beaten. So they actually have been pretty dangerous. They were pretty good on Sunday night as well. Like right up in that game,
If
right
they
until the
weren't
very
playing
end.
Patrick Mahomes and his squad of men,
Yeah, 100%. If they were playing
That's
anybody
it.
else,
that was a win.
Yeah,
was
they
the
would have
only
won.
difference.
They played pretty good football.
Provide a bit of context for the fans out there.
Yep.
The other top teams in the AFC, according to us, are the Colts, the Titans, the Bills, and the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Bills have probably got a fair shout to be the number 3 team as well there.
Yeah.
But it's very close. It's
yeah,
very close.
It's wide open. I think they'll be super, super happy with a kind of resurgence from Derek Carr at the moment. I think he looks really good under center. Obviously, you got Josh Jacobs, who's a bona fide young stud in the making of being one of those top tier, if not already, running backs in the league.
Yeah.
And obviously, then the wide receiver room and tight end Darren Waller played a pretty good game again.
Yeah,
So-
I think yesterday on Sunday Night Football, the two best tight ends in the league were playing.
Yeah,
pretty
well,
much
it
the
did
way
look
they're
that
going
way.
this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, in summary to your statement there, Schnazzy boy, I would say that if you're the division winner and you get the Raiders as a wildcard team, you're going to be pretty flat.
Yeah.
Because they will be red hot coming in.
Yeah.
Full credit has to go to John Gruden here too.
Yeah.
He has,
Absolutely.
And Derek Carr's career resurgence as well.
yeah, I think John's played a large part in that. But
Yeah.
I think at the start of the year we had him probably going 4-12 at best, 5-11.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon I had him last.
We weren't too hot on them, but they've been unreal this year.
Yeah.
They've taken it to the Chiefs twice this year.
Yeah.
We're the best team in football.
100%. Yeah.
Which is something to hang their hat on. And I reckon, although they lost on the weekend, got a lot of confidence out of that loss.
You
Yeah.
get credit. You definitely get credit. You've already beat them once in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And then you go up against them, you host them, and it takes, like you quite rightly say, a minute and a half drill from Patrick Mahomes, and he ices you, and that's what he does. That's
Yeah,
fine.
they wouldn't be too
But-
upset about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought.
No.
Tell you what, builds a bit of hope for Las Vegas. Like, new team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
good
next
to
year, come around.
It's what they had to do as well. Like, if you're going to have a new team in a new stadium, all that sort of jazz, you want to be exciting for the first
You want
year.
some hype around them. Next year,
Yeah.
there'll be plenty of hype behind these boys.
It's good to see that new stadium on, under the Sunday night lights. It was kind of,
Yeah.
it's an impressive place
Yeah.
to go watch football, I imagine. And one day, hopefully, maybe we'll go there and have
That would
a
be good.
gander.
Yeah.
And
Shout out if you've got any free tickets and free accommodation and free airfares. Las Vegas.
I don't love your chances on that one, big guy.
It's worth a shot.
But good. Worth it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
worth
Hail
it.
Mary.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all right.
it. That's
That's all I got, Blaze.
Every now and then they catch him.
That's
Hey,
all I got.
I love it. It's good to have you back, Schnazzy. Your interesting NFL top stories, I guess, as we like to call them. You have the hot takes. We give you what we reckon, and we'll get it up there on the socials and just have a
Awesome.
Have a
jolly
gander
good
at it.
time.
Yeah.
Why not? Hey, after stumbling my way through that quite poorly, shall we
Yeah.
jump into the Thursday night football match?
Yep.
Seattle and Arizona. Okay, thanks. Seattle and Arizona in the Thursday night football matchup here. Seattle, a bit of a revenge game here, considering Arizona beat them not too long ago. Job done, 28-21. Key takeaways here, boys, you reckon?
Weird game, Blaze.
Weird
game. Missed PATs, safeties. It was all happening. Weird for the score to end up being 28-21 like that.
Yeah.
Seattle were probably better for the majority of the night, so it's probably. I feel like the scoreboard does Arizona maybe a little bit of makes it look better than what it was.
Yeah, okay.
So
That was the game that it really was.
yeah,
Yeah.
They had a chance at Arizona.
Yep. They had the ball late.
Had the final drive of the game and just didn't quite go their way. Kyler turned it over.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just it was just a bit of a strange game. But Russell, Wilson wasn't anything special.
No.
Under 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks though, which is always good.
I
But
think Seattle seemed to find their balance a bit.
Yeah.
From watching it, I felt like they were running the ball a bit more. Like Carlos Hyde got going. I think they're expecting Carson back this week.
Yeah.
So I think that'll help. And obviously Russell's numbers go down a little
well,
bit.
Hyde did average 5.6 yards a carry,
Yeah.
so that's a pretty good game. I think probably the biggest takeaway from this game was Seattle's defense.
Yeah.
Actually stood up late.
Yeah.
Pretty good, keeping Arizona to 21 for the whole day. Is pretty
There's a
good
player
day.
who's recently come into this defense.
Yeah.
Carlos Dunlap.
Dunlap, yeah,
So
100%.
at Cincinnati at the Bengals, through 7 games, had 1 sack.
Yeah.
In the 3 games been at Seattle, he's had 3 sacks.
Yeah.
Including the
And
walk-off sack.
the game clincher there on the way. Yeah, I did actually mention that to our mate. Is his name Ed? On
Yeah,
the
Eddie.
5MU
Yeah.
show on Saturday morning.
Yeah,
So,
very good.
yeah.
Thanks.
Doing great for the relationships we're building on this show. Just remembering people's names at the drop of a hat.
Actual. Yeah. How good are you going?
Oh, we know so many people. now.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Hopefully one of them will give you the free ticket to America.
That's
eh?
right. Yeah. Just keep plying your trade. See
But
how
no,
you go.
he's come across and he's been unreal.
Yep.
The defense is clicking a bit more. Jamal's been there for like the whole majority of the season now. You've got the Griffin twins who are doing all right.
And
You've still got Bobby Wagner.
They've got ball players, don't they?
They've got the pieces there, and
Yeah.
hopefully they're starting to gel. And if there's any time of the season to gel, it's at the
Absolutely.
pointy end of the season.
And
So
if you compare that, like all you need to do is be medium. Like you don't have to be fantastic.
With how good that
You can
offense
be
is,
average.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
You know, and like, let Russell do his thing.
Just don't be bottom 8 in the league.
Just don't cough up
Yeah.
yards like a ridiculous. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think they'd be happy with how that went. They obviously get that. They bring that tiebreaker in there. So 28-21. Congratulations to the Seahawks, Russell Wilson, and all the rest of it. They'll be happy with
Second
that.
in the division now.
Second in the division.
The Rams hold a tiebreaker over them.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Rams.
7-3.
Actually, a massive win there for the Seahawks because currently they were actually third in the division.
Yeah,
due to
jumped back up.
They both held Arizona and LA both held tie breaks over them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good result. Good result for them in that great division that we love watching.
what a great division.
Now, the saddest game of the weekend.
Yes.
Clutch at the heartstrings a little bit.
This is a terrible eventuation that happened in this game. The Washington football team hosted the Cincinnati Bengals, and I guess in the end, the dam gave way to the flood.
Yeah.
Because he was getting sacked, he was getting hit so often, and Joe Burrow has done his ACL
and his
his
MCL.
and his MCL, and they
structural
they
damage.
have structural damage. So. Unfortunately for them, that prize piece and Joe was going, my mate Smokey Joe was going along great guns, like absolute great guns. And to see that happen with Alex Smith on the other side as well, which is kind of a little underlying kind of
Ironic,
story
yeah.
there. But, he went down. Unfortunately, Cincinnati couldn't move the ball, and I think that's curtains.
Well, when he went down, I think the score was 7-9 or 8-9.
Yeah, 7-9,
And
yeah.
they Cincinnati were looking like the better team.
Yeah.
Joe was literally holding that team together, which is unremarkable given it's his 11 games into his short career. And the numbers that he put up this year through 11 games, some rookie quarterbacks would like for their whole year.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's an unremarkable quarterback, and I just hope that he gets through this and gets back as soon as he can because they're actually irrelevant without him.
Oh, 100%.
I would probably...
T. Higgins.
Yeah, but if
who's
you don't have a
gonna throw?
quarterback
Yeah.
to throw him the ball...
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't move the ball once Joe went
No.
out, and you know what? I'd almost nearly rather watch a Detroit game.
Yeah, at this point.
No,
Without
don't
Joe.
be ridiculous.
Don't
Not
be
Detroit.
ridiculous.
Not
Hey,
Detroit. I won't have that.
I don't know that there's any other storyline that can come out of it. Obviously, the Washington football team got the job done,
Yeah.
20-9.
Number 1 versus number 2 pick.
Yeah,
That was a nice
true.
one.
Yeah, true.
And Chase Young blew him up at the goal line as well before he got injured.
That was a highlight play.
Yeah.
That was nice.
It was dangerous.
Yeah, that was a savage play.
Yeah.
I think, Alex Smith gets a win here.
Yeah.
Washington, they enter the fold in the NFC East race as well.
Right up in there in that race, Blaze.
So it's very...
Round 7.
Sad.
It's
Round 7.
weird.
Sad.
It's upside down.
You know what
It's
my
back
biggest
to front.
takeaway from this game was?
Yep.
That I like those old school jerseys. The maroon and with the gold numbers.
Yeah.
That was about the best thing that happened this whole game.
We did comment on that.
We
They
did,
looked nice,
yeah,
didn't they?
I know.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with that. I think
Jersey
that
Cartel if you want one.
that Jersey special show that we're going to do one day,
Oh.
I think that's going to be a real pop-off. isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
so true.
That's going to be sick.
Mm.
With that one in the books, and condolences obviously for Smokey Joe, we're going to miss him. The league's going to miss him.
The
and
Bengals fan base.
The Bengals are going to miss the hell out of
They
him.
are going to absolutely miss
So,
him.
anyway.
Their viewership will be completely down on the rest
Yep.
of their games.
Yep.
They are no chance to win a game for the rest
No.
of the season.
No chance at all.
Lucky they're not playing the Jets.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Jets might get a win.
Yeah, true.
Yes, and it would sink a couple of bets that have got
Unlucky
going
for Jets fans too.
Yeah, the Jets would be flat about it.
officially eliminated from the playoff race, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
The Saints and Atlanta went toe-to-toe here, and the Falcons kind of let the guarantee down here, Chuck. And they came
I
away.
wouldn't say they're the only ones.
They're not the only one. Let's jump into that. The
They're
Saints
the,
one.
they're the one I'm the most upset about.
Yeah, but let's step through it, and maybe we'll circle back again afterwards to the actual
To the,
game.
to the
Yeah, let's
guarantee.
go to the guarantee.
Right, so we had Pittsburgh get up, and that was the only one I got right.
Yep.
Now, you might have noticed I'm wearing the hat from the start. I'm going to wear it all the way to the finish tonight because I worked out, Blaze. I went back over time, and I've never had more than one leg wrong.
Yeah.
This week I had 3 out of 4 wrong.
Yeah, you went.
But this is
And this is
quite
the one-
frankly, this is bullshit.
This is the one we sold to the people. We got all
I
the
know.
socials said, "Have a look at this one. We're going all right." And that.
I'm filthy about this. I'll say it again. It was bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
48.5 for Atlanta and New Orleans. New Orleans had gone over that total in 8 of their 9 games.
Yeah.
Atlanta had gone over that total in like 6 of their 9 games. So you're thinking, shootout.
Yeah.
Saints put up 24.
Do their bit.
That's half. Atlanta 9.
Mm.
9.
Field goal.
Now, if you want to talk about Atlanta all year, what do you say? Good on offense, rat shit on defense.
Can't play 4
Well,
quarters.
they weren't even that bad on defense, and they were crap on offense. So, like, not happy about it.
You'd be flat.
Not happy about it whatsoever.
Then obviously you got let down.
Then Miami.
Yeah. Massive letdown.
Don't even start me on Miami. So I'm just going to move right along before I absolutely blow my lid. You know what? Stuff it. I am going. To lose to Denver after winning 6 games on the trot, to lose to Denver, to say that crap midweek about how easy it was to her, and then you come out and give up that to Denver. Denver. Kept them to less than 21 and you couldn't beat Denver. Oh, mate. You couldn't beat John Denver the way you were going on the weekend. And then Minnesota. Friggin' Dalvin Cook's been running like a freight train with no one behind the wheel. Can't be stopped. Who's he get stopped by? The Cowboys. He's taking the piss. The Cowboys. He let the Cowboys put up 31. Unbelievable.
I think, in a game that even Kirk Cousins went right, and we're going to touch on that in more detail when we
get on
there.
that.
Yeah, so I think there might be mini baits coming up in the Miami and Minnesota games anyway here, but the main takeaway is guarantee is obviously struck out. Three misses and you're out, mate. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. We retire that segment now, Schnazzy?
Wouldn't have thought, mate. No, we're going anywhere near as bad as yours was. I'm actually still in the positive on money, so don't be ridiculous. But that's the worst week of
My
it.
12-leg Maldies never gone too well, so I got not much to offer here.
Fair enough. Hey, disappointing, but you know what? There's always next week, Big Chief.
guys. Yeah.
And you'll be back on. You
Yeah.
won't let this keep you down.
No. I'll find something to put myself back up.
Okay,
No,
good
don't worry
man.
about that.
We like that. On the actual game.
The
Schnazzy.
game, so the Saints versus Atlanta, 24-9 was the score.
Yep.
The Saints, I thought it was an interesting call when they made Taysom Hill their starting
Definitely
quarterback.
interesting.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
thought Jameis was a walk into that. Taysom was quite good. Only had one turnover, and that was in the fourth quarter, and that was a drop on a rush that he should have not dropped because that's what he does. Passed the ball all right. Saints moved it well. Michael Thomas looks like he's starting to find some form again.
Yeah, 104 yards on 9 catches.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're out there and you're playing the Saints, Taysom Hill likes Michael Thomas a lot.
Yeah,
So
who
we're going to be
doesn't?
seeing that a lot more. And then on the Atlanta side of the ball, who was injured?
Ridley.
Ridley hasn't
was out.
hadn't played in a few weeks. It's probably
Hasn't
why.
played in a few
My guy.
Julio Jones, how do you go?
He stepped back a little bit, I think. He had a
Julio?
great day.
Jeez, don't know. Oh, the internet's cut out, so I'll probably be up to tell
So
you. Oh no, Kevin Ridley did play 5 receptions for 90 yards,
Okay.
but Julio had 2 for 39 yards.
did he? What I'm thinking is did he do his hamstring or have a hamstring injury?
Ridley,
No.
Julio,
Yeah.
not sure, couldn't tell you. So it's always good for the airwaves.
Got
yeah.
nothing, mate.
Loves it. Anyways,
What I will say is Taysom Hill was probably better rushing the football than he was throwing the football on the weekend.
Well, it'd be to be
But
expected.
also, for some reason,
his
he
game.
didn't throw to Alvin Kamara once. Bizarre. Why would you not?
He doesn't throw the ball though.
Well, we had 18. He had 23 attempts.
Which is not a
he
lot
didn't-
from a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't
Yeah.
throw. You don't throw one of them to Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara is
He
obviously...
threw 2 to Latavius Murray, for God's sake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, when you say...
Maybe he reckons Kamara's going to take his job.
Yeah, when you put it that way. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
there's some
The
underlying...
two rushing specialists.
He's trying to steer clear of him. Hey, we might move along here. Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh did exactly what they should have against a Jaguar unit that is starting to... Well, not starting
No,
to,
it
but
sucked the whole year.
it's really reaffirming the fact they're no good whatsoever.
Fun fact.
Yep.
Jacksonville, the only home team of the week not to score at least 20 points.
That is a fun fact. I
That is
like
a fun
that.
fact.
Everyone had a good day at home except for... Well, not a good day, but, they had a good day scoring. Except
Got
for
some
them.
points on the board.
Yeah, they only managed a field goal, but they did have the Pittsburgh defense, which is obviously
Yeah,
a marquee,
it's understandable.
a marquee side of the ball in the entire
Minka
football
Fitzpatrick
league.
is having an unreal year.
Looks
he
great.
surely has to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
Some of the hits he has been laying on lately just defies belief, and then you add the fact he's a ball hawk in there as well that can take it away, go on, take it back the other way.
He's
Unreal.
unreal. He's having a serious season, and I tell you what, Miami Dolphins are probably almost the one that got away out of all the ones
Yeah.
that left.
You add him into that defense, holy cow.
Yeah.
They'd be happy days. Hey, Chase Claypool scored again, which was nice.
Oh,
he's going along just fine.
He's flying.
Yeah.
He's
He's actually the first player in the Super Bowl era in his first 10 games to have 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. There's
That
one
is
for you.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Jefferson's probably the only
Yeah,
wide receiver out of that draft having a better season.
yeah.
Yeah, and neither of them were the top 3, the ones that were getting spoken about ridiculous.
CeeDee
amount
Lamb had a
before the
pretty
draft.
good week.
Yeah.
Had one of the greatest catches you've ever seen.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I think
He's
this
like a contortionist.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is this draft class was so sport with wide receivers. I think
Yeah.
this was out of all the skill positions in football. This
Yeah.
was the second most
Yeah.
players drafted from the wide
Yeah.
receiver, and you can just see it like the players all the way through the first and second round. Like we talk a bit of garbage about some of the ones that went in the first round, but they're still great receivers and they're still rookies.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, Judy had a great week last week. I'm not sure how he went this
Judy
week.
stepped into a tough situation as well with Sutton being injured. Ruggs is obviously a bit of a speed guy, so that might take a little bit of getting
Ruggs-
used to.
He spaces the field very well.
Yeah.
Like, opens up a lot
Yeah.
of holes because they're so worried about him
Yeah,
as a
he's
deep
going
threat.
deep. He's
Yeah.
leaving a heap of room over the middle of the field.
It's a great conversation to have. I think that wide receiver class, and when we get to the season reviews and we can have a deep dive into how these guys kind of finished up, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Jefferson and Claypool for me are the names that jump out at the moment for consistency, for utter consistency.
100%,
yeah. It's
Well, that stat there about Claypool, 10 touchdowns in 10 games, he's the first person ever to do that at wide receiver. That's remarkable.
Yeah, that really is.
Think about the great players that have come and gone as wide receivers.
Yeah.
Sets him up for a pretty good career if that's how it's going
to
keep going.
He's a pretty safe bet for any time touchdown score at the minute.
Oh,
you were pretty wrapped with that on the weekend.
Anyway.
Check that in there. Jacksonville, their starting quarterback, Sam. We didn't see Gardner this week, did we?
No, we saw Luton again.
Yeah, and that was probably Luton's worst game that he's had. So any hope that Jacksonville fans are pinning on him?
Jacksonville, I reckon, would be...
It was probably misguided to start with.
They'd be praying the Jets win a game, I reckon. Because I reckon
I don't think the Jets are going to.
Yeah.
No, I can't see it happening.
It's gonna be very interesting here because obviously as the season progresses, Justin Fields' numbers probably aren't as good as we thought they might be. So he's slipped a little bit further behind of that number 1 pick. So it's going to be Trevor Lawrence here, and Justin Fields is going to be a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But I would hate to be both of those guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to either of those
Both
teams.
of them are going into bad situations.
Oh, yeah. When you say that, we'll clarify. You only hate to be them in the sense that you're going to have to play for a bad team.
I could deal with the money.
Yeah, I'd love to be Trevor Lawrence.
They're going to get millions of dollars.
You'd get over it.
Yeah.
The faces of franchises.
Yeah.
But
I know exactly what you mean. Like, you imagine, we've touched on it before. If Trevor Lawrence ends up in the Jets and they burn that kid, that is just going to be an absolute travesty, a tragedy, whatever you want to say. It is just going to be
They just need to fire Gase. Then I reckon he'd be okay.
Yeah, well, that's probably as simple as that. But I don't know.
I just hate Gase.
You can't tell me how he's still there. You can't make a case for that.
Oh, no, it's because they're tanking.
Deontay Johnson on the weekend had 12 catches for 111 yards from the Steelers. So if he's doing that, and Juju's doing his bit, and Claypool's doing his bit, and even Eric Ebron at tight end,
say Ebron,
that offense is getting pretty lit.
Yeah.
So.
And that's that's on the back of a fantastic defense. It's always giving you good field position.
Probably the second best wide receiver room in the NFL at the moment.
It'd probably be around the. I mean, we haven't run the sums just yet, but it'd be around the mark.
Bucks and Chiefs come to mind as probably better than that run, but
there's a bit more depth in Pittsburgh, or you reckon, than the Chiefs?
Nah.
Conversation for another day. Watch this space.
Yeah, maybe we'll take that.
Definitely Bucks at 1, then it would be Chiefs or Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it'd be around the mark. We'll take it away. We'll vet it out and we'll have a look.
Probably won't get the answer we're looking for out of Slam and given the Chiefs are in the question.
Wouldn't have thought
Chiefs
so.
number 1.
Texans v Patriots.
In every category.
Before we get bogged down in that one.
One I picked.
Yeah.
One of the 6 I picked.
Oh, yeah, the tips, boys.
No, I don't need to talk about the tips.
I got 10 this week, and the 2 dingoes to my left and right only got 6.
Mate, you're still 14 behind me.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm coming up.
Cool.
Like I said,
you beat me by 4 and you're still back by 9.
Like I said to you, Chucky, I'll have you by the end of the year, mate.
Oh.
I'll have you.
You say it in such a
we're gonna have to put a wager on it.
Okay. I get a 9 tip head start. Sure.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? A grand?
No, I would like a bit of upside on my end.
Right.
Okay. The Texans and Patriots, 27-20 went Houston's way here.
Yeah.
And the Patriots be pretty disappointed, I would have thought.
Patriots, I'm lost. I'm lost with them.
Yeah.
As the more games get played, Cam Newton's playing himself out of the NFL.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to think. I know they've got a few COVID outs, so I think when they come back next year, their defense will be a lot better. But this offense, I mean, they're having guys go out there who are just like this Bird. Who they pick up? Bird. Yeah, picked up Bird.
6 for 132. It was the best receiver by a mile.
And there was that Jacoby Myers the week before. They're just plucking these receivers out of nowhere, and they're having a good game. And they're literally just relying on these almost one-hit wonders.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Cam's day wasn't actually even that bad. Like it was 26 of 40, so not a bad completion percentage, and then 365 yards and a score.
Yeah.
It's not even that bad. But to be fair, it's against the Texans defense.
It's unusual to be, it almost feels wrong to be describing the Patriots as inconsistent. They're
not even inconsistent. They just suck.
Yeah, but they have the ups, they have the downs. They've had a couple of wins.
Cam and Co had 2 very good games at the start of the year. Then they were hit by COVID.
Yeah.
They shut the show down. And then they've been rubbish since.
Yeah, ever since the COVID thing, they have been rubbish. Deshaun had 344 and 2 on the weekend, so he was pretty similar to Cam, really.
Yeah.
But he did have 3 receivers that all go over 80 yards, which was Brandon Cooks, Jordan Atkins, and Will Fuller there. So that's a better day for them.
And he had the biggest big boy run of all time. Well, not the all time.
Yeah,
but that really strong.
where he got met at the goal line and he powered through
Powered
McCourty
through
and somewhere else. I can't remember who the other one was, but
It
was a good effort there.
That's a sign of a guy that's doing it all.
That takes them to 3-7 on the season.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Super
That is
disappointing.
not what Texans fans would have envisioned for the start of the year at all.
Super disappointing for them. And obviously with D-Hop going all right in Arizona, probably an understatement.
Patriots moved to 4-6 after that loss as well there, so you'd have to. Those two are both out of playoff contention. I think we can safely say there.
Probably 2 of the more disappointing teams of the year that we would have had somewhat expectations.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. The Browns and the Eagles. The Browns got the job done here, 22-17. I'm going to touch on Carson Wentz when it comes back around to me, but maybe Schnazi, you want to take us through some takeaways from this one, mate, if you've got any?
The Browns games are incredibly hard to watch.
Yeah.
And it's probably largely a lot to do with the rain and the weather conditions they played in the last few
Yeah,
weeks.
they have had some pretty rubbish conditions, haven't they?
But without Nick Chubb, and this is what happened. So I was away last week, and who the Browns play last week, and
The Texans?
yeah, I
reckon it was the
it was
Texans.
the Texans, yeah, and I picked the Texans, and then because when I looked at it, they're like, no Mayfield, no Nick Chubb, and then the whole
Both
COVID,
Yeah.
the COVID reserve list in the NFL is just whack.
Yeah.
It's so whack. Like, it's not you're out for 2 weeks. It's if you meet someone who's got you're off. But then if you test
They've got,
positive,
like-
you're back in.
They've got close contact kind
Yeah,
of.
there's
it's
so
all-
many loopholes with it all. And then they both play and they win because Nick Chubb goes off. And once again, without Nick Chubb this week,
They played.
no, without him, they would have lost.
Oh,
this game.
yeah.
And the Browns it's not even the Browns at the start of the year. We said the Browns will go as Baker goes. It's not even that anymore. It's the Browns go as Nick Chubb goes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I've been saying that all year.
100%.
So
that
They go
running
as the
game-
ground game goes.
Yeah.
100%.
That's definitely the ticket for them, and keeping them both healthy is a massive part of that.
How's Kareem
And
actually had more rush attempts than rush yards on the weekend? 13 attempts for 11 yards, but a touchdown.
Yep.
Jesus,
So work that out.
that is.
It's gonna be the one to watch here with the Browns is so they're 7-3 and they're gonna make
Yeah.
the playoffs this year, which is gonna be great.
Oh, big call.
Oh, they've got 3 very winnable games.
They likely will.
Big call.
They've got the Bengals.
There's like 5 or 6 teams log jammed in that 6-win, 7-win game area in the AFC.
They've still got. I think they've still got. Is it potentially Jacksonville, Giants, Eagles?
Ooh. Well, that's
Yeah,
lucky,
true.
but they've also got Baker Mayfield behind the helm, so don't guarantee anything.
I'm not going to guarantee, but I'm going to say that they're going to get to at least 10 wins, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've done
they'd have
the
odds
rest
on.
of the season. They're
They'd
going to
have
make the
odds
playoffs.
Okay.
Their issue is though, if they get behind to one of these powerhouse teams, and Baker's going to have to throw the ball,
Yeah.
it's going to be good night.
Curtains.
It's going to be the same
Yeah.
thing with what we're talking about with Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have the faculty to kind of work around. There's no workaround for them. Like
No.
you can't trust him, and obviously with OBJ now out, Jarvis Landry. I saw
Can't throw the
OBJ's
ball to anyone.
overrated.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they've got the the cattle left in the shed there, and I think if they do make it, I hate to say it, maybe making up the numbers is probably
Yeah,
I
100%.
think
I'm not sold on them making it. I actually don't think that they will. But yeah, I don't. If they get there, I don't think they're winning a
Yeah.
game because
Yeah.
I think the Colts are better than them, and the Titans are better than them, and they're in the same division. I think the Dolphins are better than them, and I think the Raiders are better than them.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be expecting all of those teams to make the playoffs over them. But if their run home is that easy and they get in, then they're no chance against those other 6 teams that'll make the playoffs in the AFC. I wouldn't have thought.
Let me go a little bit here.
Yeah.
On the last show that we did, we had a quick chat about Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Who have escaped criticism.
have escaped criticism.
Mm.
Carson Wentz, they lost by 5 points.
Yep.
Is throwing a screen pass when he has a receiver genuinely busted coverage open by about 15 yards. I'm saying the picture is laughable.
Right.
They do a before shot where you look at it and they stipulate this ball was a pick 6.
Yeah.
And you think, how the hell is that even possible?
Yeah.
He's held the ball. He's delayed the play. He's tried to dump off to this.
The lob dump that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check down. And it's been picked and run back for 6. And
Yeah.
it is actually a joke.
Well, it spent 6 seconds in the air.
Yeah.
Like it didn't make any sense to throw it like that. Like
No
why would you
sense.
not hit
No
that?
sense
He was
whatsoever.
wide open.
Now, you quite rightly said, Chuck, he's getting paid all that money.
Yep.
It should be plugging holes rather than creating
Yeah,
holes.
yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
even just creating a hole. This is, deplorable.
Yeah.
This is absolutely disgusting. And, you lose by 5 points. You gave up 6 on that. So,
There you go.
where do you go? Where do you go from there? Got nothing.
You're right. He's been absolutely deplorable this year, and I stuck up for him massively at the start of the year, saying he was better than Dak.
Yeah, when I was coming at you with that.
Yeah, But everything on tape and stat-wise before this year it suggested that he was better. And like the fact that he got them to the playoffs last year with what he had around him, it doesn't make any sense how he's playing this year. He's massively regressed.
He's devoid of confidence. His decision-making is deplorable.
Do you reckon that's that statue of Nick Foles out the front of the stadium?
Well, possibly. Maybe it's just playing on his mind all the time. But
I think it is the confidence. I reckon he's shot to pieces.
Yeah.
I'd be very... This is what I'm saying. So say the Eagles get into the playoffs and they're picking at 22 and that's their first pick. That team's got way more holes than pick 22 is going to fix.
Yeah.
Like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Hey, on the point of confidence, I think that's where you get. If you're not going to throw the ball 20 yards downfield to a guy that's blown a coverage and, he's wide open.
He's just had so many interceptions this year that I think his confidence has gone. Like he
just doesn't want to throw it.
He's almost trying to go for, not that he's going to get Jameis Winston's 30 for 30 record, but at
love
one
that.
point in the season, he was just throwing some stupid balls.
Yeah.
And I think he's been told to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he's just reined it in a bit too far.
Oh, yeah.
it's just disgusting.
Throwing a ball that hangs in the air for 6 seconds when you've got a guy wide open like that, it's just, it's a joke.
Now, if I can quickly before we leave this one,
Yep.
the Browns, just had a quick Google while we were off there then.
Yep.
I was off there. You were still on there. So they've got the Giants, the Jets, and the Jags in their run
Giants,
home.
Jets, Jags, yeah.
Which is going to get them 10 wins.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to make the playoffs.
Well,
You're going to tell
Dolphins have got some pretty easy run home.
You're going to tell me a 10-win team's not going to make the playoffs?
Well, I'm just saying, Dolphins have got a pretty easy run home. They're on 6 wins.
Yeah.
Titans and Colts are both on 7 wins. So I'd be expecting both of those to go at least 500 on the run home. The Raiders are also 6-4. They get the Chargers and the Broncos still on the way home. So I wouldn't guarantee that 10's going to get you there.
I'm guaranteeing it. They're making it.
All right.
Wow.
All right. We're going to we'll revisit that when the time comes. A game here that, I'm stuttering through this a
Don't
little
spend
bit
much
because
time on this one.
Detroit didn't score.
No.
And the Panthers won 20-0 with Schnazzy, a former XFL quarterback, stepping in.
XFL standout.
Yeah, well, he was fantastic in the XFL, but
I'm taking the absolute piss here. How do you put up no points against Carolina?
Yeah.
I mean, and this is their forte. It's an away game. The Lions don't win at home. There's very few opportunities to win away all year, and this is a prime one for them to win. Off the back of a win. That's probably the issue here.
That's the issue I was just
They
about to
put
say.
up a donut. A big fat donut. That is unacceptable. From the team they have, especially on offense, where all their players are invested.
Yeah.
Coming back to Panthers, well, you've proven us wrong. You've just taken an XFL standout,
Yeah.
plugged him into your team that's missing Teddy, missing C-Mac, and I've gone, there's no way that the Panthers can win this game.
no way.
They've come out and they've obliterated them.
Yeah. Killed him.
They've made this XFL probably All-Star or All-Pro, whatever you call it.
I think he was the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look like a bloody All-Pro in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, mate.
We always talk absolute smack about how Detroit just sucks.
Yeah.
There is nothing more that solidifies the fact that we
Suckiness,
have been speaking, that they suck so much that they couldn't even put up a point against the Panthers on the road against an XFL quarterback without Christian McCaffrey also playing.
See, where does this fall
It's inexplicable.
Where does this fall on
inexplicable.
Stafford? Stafford gets talked up as if he actually is a pretty decent quarterback, and sometimes most of the time he does look like a pretty decent quarterback. But there is no way that Rodgers, Mahomes, Watson, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, there's no way one of those quarterbacks gets held scoreless by the Panthers.
It's indicative of...
I don't care who you've got. I don't care what wide receivers, what running backs you've got. Not to mention he's got a gold jacket player at running back just waiting there. How do you put up 0 on 127 yards for the day? That's pathetic.
It's pathetic.
This all stems back to their front office.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check the name out there, Jim Caldwell.
Okay.
You might say, who is he?
I would.
The old coach.
Yeah, he is the old coach.
Right.
And his win percentage was .563. So he had a winning
Respectable.
record as the head coach.
Yeah.
He was replaced by Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia has a win percentage of
Let me guess. Is it 36?
32.
Bloody close.
Not bad.
So he has a win record that's 24% worse
Yeah.
than the guy he replaced.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but Matt Patricia has a rank from the Patriots,
And there's
man.
nothing coming. No one's coming for his head.
Because they're devoid of any
Yeah.
interest.
Detroit
no
are just so
one cares.
used to being mediocre
No
that
one
they
cares
don't
that
care.
They suck. And it's
Yeah.
a joke.
And they spend the fourth pick in last year's draft on Jeff Okudah.
Yeah.
Jeff Okudah is a cornerback.
I thought he was 3.
Yeah,
Pick 3, yes?
Yeah, it
You're
was
correct.
3. Yeah.
Cornerbacks take a little bit longer to develop in the league because they're playing against some absolute studs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Detroit don't have much on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
But when you're taking a player at pick 3, you
Yeah.
want an instant impact.
You do?
Yeah.
And-
Ramsey was instant impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Denzel Ward, I remember his first year
Instant
at Cleveland.
impact, yeah.
Instant impact.
If you're taking a cornerback that high, they need to be that good.
He's a player who has not lived up to it and will probably never live up to the
Do you think
billing
it's
of a pick
scheme?
3.
Is it scheme and the fact he's at Detroit? Do you think he's actually really good and they've just ruined him? Or
I don't know. I think it's probably a little bit to do with playing at Ohio State and them just dominating every side and
Yeah.
weaknesses never being exposed.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of
maybe he
that.
was playing in a more professional system at Ohio State than he is at Detroit.
Well, there's every chance because he played under Urban Meyer and he played
Yeah.
under the new coach as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
who-
who's a better coach, Urban Meyer or Matt Patricia?
Well, Matt
I'd be
Patricia is
taking Urban Meyer.
Matt Patricia has taken the PI double.
Well, he's supposed to be a defensive specialist.
Yeah.
That's what he was at
New
New
England.
England.
Yeah.
I'm just
From what I've been hearing on stuff, it's like he's trying to take hard stance lines and he's trying to do like the Patriot way in Detroit, and apparently it's just not vibing.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Not vibing at all. I think you can get away with that in New England when you're winning all the time and when you can have take those hard stance
sell
lines
it,
and be
yeah.
a dick about it.
There's-
You can't be doing that in Detroit when you're winning 3 games a year.
Nope.
take one thing away from the Philadelphia 76ers.
Whatever,
There's a
yeah.
process.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
a process to this. You can't just implement a winning culture from day one.
Of course.
You have to develop it. You have to. Like,
People have to buy in.
yeah,
yeah.
people have to buy in. It has
Like
to
the
be a
Dolphins before this week.
Yeah, exactly.
natural progression. You build up to it, and then you go right line in the sand moment.
Yep.
This is what we're doing, and this is the way we're going to do it.
Yep.
You can't do that from day one when you're an absolute basket case of a football team.
This comes back to a similar point though. Like the Lions have no identity. They have no fan. They have no like the city of Detroit is just devoid of interest. It just sparks of boring and just
They haven't even played,
inadequate
they haven't
and-
played in a playoff game for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Like what the heck?
Whose front office is worse, the Pistons or the Lions?
they're both a joke.
They are both a joke.
I would not. Yeah.
You know those teams are going badly when Detroit's best sporting team is their ice hockey team.
Yeah.
Is that the Red Wings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the most relevant team. We should actually say PJ Walker had a pretty good day. 24 or 34 for 258 yards, a touchdown.
Not trying to
Did
discredit
end up
him
having 2
at all.
INTs.
No.
And DJ Moore has had a really good year.
Yeah.
7 catches, 127 yards.
DJ Moore is a good young
Yeah.
talent.
And,
He's gonna be good.
and had 1 rush for 21 yards as well.
Yeah.
DJ Moore has had a really good year.
They're going okay considering they've had C-Mac twice this year.
I think C-Mac's going to hang the boots up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think
reckon that's a business
put line
decision.
through
Yeah,
it.
you might as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
If you're the Panthers, might as well get a better draft pick and then come back next year and try and explode.
It's a win-win in that sense.
Yeah,
and he,
100%.
and
Get
he
Teddy
can,
back as well.
and he can get
Yeah,
right as well. I
100%.
think a healthy C-Mac is fantastic for the NFL. He's so entertaining, doing it on both sides of the ball. Unfortunately for him, Carolina just aren't quite up to scratch. But the 20-0 win here will do plenty for their fans. They'll enjoy that one. I would have
Probably
thought.
gave that way too much airtime too.
Yeah, we did. Too.
Yeah, we did. We probably
need to
gave
get-
it more than we
probably
wanted
need
to.
to get moving on it.
But
as
they
well.
were on a duck egg, so that was funny. The Ravens and the Titans in a game here. The Ravens obviously letting everyone down again, and the expectations continue to sink on their ceiling.
Des was back.
Yeah, true.
Des.
He was back. He caught one ball.
Four I catched, I think.
Four,
Four
okay.
catches, I
Yeah,
think.
it's
Yeah,
only
a few
short.
short ones.
Yeah.
Mm.
But the Titans did come away with the win, 30-24, which was quite a chippy affair before the game. And
Yeah.
Malcolm
during.
Butler
Yeah,
and Harbaugh.
yeah,
Butler
going,
did it, yeah.
going at it.
Stomping on the logo there in the midfield.
And then
That
another
serious
expatriate,
heated words exchanged.
another expatriate, Mike Vrabel, going toe to toe with him too.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel's the type of coach that you'd want to get behind.
Oh,
Yeah,
Because
I
he would
wouldn't
knock
be
the block
effing
off
with him.
most
Yeah,
coaches in the
100%,
NFL.
yeah.
I don't think there's many that would beat him.
No, there was heaps
Yeah.
of Mike Vrabel about them standing on the logo
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kind of like having a go. Like,
Yeah,
there
have
was,
a look at us.
Yeah,
And there was
like-
bad blood here from the
Correct.
AFC.
Well,
cha-
they hold
not
the wood over
championship
him at the
game.
moment.
Yeah, 100%.
They've beat him twice this year, well, calendar
Yeah.
year, not season.
Yeah.
But they knocked him out of the playoffs last year. They've gone in, beat him this year, and it wasn't necessarily just on the back of Derrick Henry,
No, it wasn't.
But they can't stop Derrick Henry.
but they cannot stop him.
They cannot stop him. He had
That-
133 yards.
In overtime,
Yeah.
that run to win the game.
Yeah. 30 yards on a break. See you
Oh,
later.
no one could tackle him. No one wanted to tackle him, and you could just see all
Was
the
it-
defensive players' heads.
Was it
shot.
AJ Brown at the end of the game that ran through about 4 of them?
Yeah.
On that touchdown.
Yeah.
Like,
that was beast mode as well.
you got to be better
Yeah,
than that.
those big boy plays all over the place. Those question marks on the Ravens, obviously, as we touched on earlier, are getting quite large. And obviously
I think-
can't.
Well, really, the teams that we just named before, Schnaz, we named 4 or 5, so one of those was even going to miss out. We didn't even mention the Ravens.
Yeah.
No,
They might be shot.
they
Genuinely
100%.
might be shot.
yeah,
I don't reckon they're making it.
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But
My call before about the Browns missing out. I mean, if
The
either the Browns
making
or
it.
the Ravens will make it. I
Yeah.
don't think they both make it.
yeah, from that division.
Oh, they're
So-
definitely not both making it, and
So it's
I'd
gonna
be
be-
putting a case that maybe neither of them are making it.
One of them's making it. That's a
Oh,
guarantee.
right.
Change my guarantee. But I think regardless, the question mark's getting louder and louder with the Ravens.
Yeah, massive.
They can't come from behind.
Nah.
They've struggled with that all year. One player I have absolutely loved on the
Yeah.
defensive side of the ball was Patrick Queen,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
looked
the
good.
linebacker.
Yeah.
He's unreal, and he's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Big
Yeah.
call. Yeah, big call.
Who do you think's going to beat him?
Well, it's hard to think of one. Chase Young's been pretty good, but nothing outrageous.
nowhere close.
Not outrageous.
Queen's been one of their best players on
Yeah.
the defensive side.
Queen
of the ball all
Queen
year.
was an absolute steal where they picked him up.
Yeah.
Is absolutely like,
fit a
just
hole perfectly,
ridiculously.
bolstered their defense.
Mm.
I mean,
It's not going to be Jeff Okuda.
no, it's not going to be Jess Okuda at all.
A good takeaway there with Paddy Crean. Anything to touch on, Chucky, before we move on?
Not really. Corey Davis had a pretty good game, over
Yeah.
100 yards there, 113, I think about 5 catches there.
Yeah.
But really, Tennessee came from a fair way deep here because they actually can come from behind, unlike Baltimore.
Yeah.
Tannehill was pretty good, nothing amazing, but above average. And then they did what they wanted to do in overtime and just pounded the rock.
Yep.
And it should be noted as well at the start of overtime, like Tennessee didn't get the ball first.
No.
Baltimore had it first, and went
Yeah.
3 and out.
Was
So
it 3 and out? Yeah, I
yeah.
thought it was 3
So-
and out.
So those questions.
that tells you all you need to know about them.
You got
Put a line
concerns.
through 'em.
Got concerns for Lamar Jackson.
100%.
I think people may have figured him out. That we touched on it before in the sense of that lightning in a bottle, flash in a pan kind of style. Now you can't put a line through him yet, obviously, but there are some question marks there.
If he wasn't at a good team,
Yeah.
he could almost be out of the league.
And a team that
Yeah.
completely changed their entire system
You
to
couldn't-
fit his skill set.
You couldn't put him into like a Bengals. You couldn't put him into a Jacksonville. And he's
No.
a league MVP, so he's in the same echelon which we're saying Mahomes is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
You
he's
put Mahomes
it's
in one
just
of those
ridiculous.
teams, he's going to
Yeah.
single-handedly get you 5 to 6 wins extra a year.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Lamar's not going to do that.
No.
He's going to
No.
get you 1 to 2. And because he's got the MVP title next to his name, or the youngest
Oh,
ever,
it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. He's
It's
he's
just-
nowhere near in the same
It's all a bit.
vein of breath of half
It's
those
starting to
quarterbacks.
reek a bit of hot wind. Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
there's even times at the moment where there is room for him to run and he's not doing it. It's almost like he's trying to prove that he can throw the football. It's like, mate, you can't throw the football. Like we said the other week, who would you rather have, Kyler or him? And I said Kyler then, and I'd double down on it now. Kyler's a much better thrower of the football.
I think that
Like-
that question is becoming easier by the week.
especially that Hail Mary as well, solidified that.
Oh yeah, if you got D,
It was a shame you weren't here for that.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Physically, I wasn't here, but mentally, I was.
Mentally, of course.
That's good.
The Chargers and Jets here in a game that doesn't garner heaps of interest outside the fact that we want the Jets to keep losing because of
You
course
do.
they will.
What does garner interest here is the Jets have put up 28 points against the Chargers.
Yeah.
And the Chargers opened with, was it the first 21 points of the game? Or was it 21-7 at one point?
Yeah.
And they've only put up, 13 points for the rest of the game. And the Jets have put up 21. That is not a good sign if you're the Chargers.
No, the Chargers have got question marks of their own.
The question marks are growing.
Yeah.
And one stat I do have down is last year Chargers were 10th in the NFL for offense and 6th in passing yards. So their offense, it's not a resurgence under Herbert.
No, it's
Herbert
maintained.
He's gone in and maintained
More
it.
dynamic.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's playing unbelievably well, but
Yeah.
it's not like he's absolutely changed this game
No.
or this team. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind when you're thinking about how he's changed it.
There
He
is
really
just
hasn't.
something wrong with the Chargers. Honestly, if you look at their list on paper, they have got a top 5 list in the NFL and have for the last 3 or 4 years on paper. But people keep getting injured and things just keep going wrong,
Yeah,
and they can't get it done.
Does read well.
Yeah, they've got studs everywhere, at every position.
And that wide receiver room and Hunter Henry, they've got weapons.
Big tight
It's
ends,
not like they don't have
Yeah.
weapons. They've got obviously the ball players on the other side of the ball with Bosa and Ingram, and then obviously Derwin James isn't there. I mean, how important is Derwin James to what they want to do?
Yeah, massively.
I
But
guess
still,
that's
you
it.
got to. If you're just losing Derwin James, you shouldn't be a 6-win less team.
Yeah, who's the running back to have as well? That's
Eckler.
Eckler. He's a big loss because
Yeah.
he's dual threat running back, sort of same as your Dalvin Cook
Yeah.
type.
Yeah.
Or sorry, more your Kamara type.
Yeah, this is true. Hey, so the Chargers to get the job done. They
That's enough.
Herbert's
I reckon.
second win, and the Jets keep losing, which is fine by us. The Broncos in a massive upset here beat the Dolphins 2013. One of those nasty down legs on the guarantee this week.
Slammer, thoughts?
Yeah, just take it, Slam.
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm seething.
I think
You're sulking.
I'm fuming.
Yeah,
It's disgusting. Well, I just had a look at the stats for Tua. 11 of 20 for 83 yards.
nothing.
I wasn't.
83 yards.
We weren't.
Devontae Parker was all right.
Yeah,
But-
he always is.
Like, Christ. You got to be better than that. Their defense has been the best part of their team. But they were getting gashed
Yeah,
on the run.
Yeah,
Like
Phillip
Denver
Lindsay,
were doing
yeah.
whatever they liked at runabout. This game actually should have been even worse because
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
He fumbled on the 1 yard line to give the Dolphins a chance to tie this up late. It should have been 28-13.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't even close. Melvin Gordon had 15 carries for 84 yards, so he was averaging 5.6 yards a carry, and Phillip Lindsay had 16 for 82 yards, and he was averaging 5.1.
Yeah.
If you're averaging 5.6 and 5.1 against on defense, and you're supposed to be a good defense, you're getting killed.
They just didn't rock up whatsoever.
Nah, 100%. This
didn't rock
reeked of a team that's won 6 games, started thinking their shit didn't stink.
Reading their own
Went to
brain.
the
And
store,
then-
bought their own hype.
Yeah, 100%.
I like that.
Saw they were playing the Broncos and thought we'll take care of them, and then we did not take
No,
care
sir.
of them.
One point that I have in that game is just with how woeful the offense was. A good defense is always supported by the offense.
Correct.
They were on the field a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were playing a lot of downs.
Yep.
You can probably excuse them for having one bad game.
Still only 20 points.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, it is only 20 points. But, mate, Tua, we're going to double down on this.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
As we should.
Tua came out and said, I expected it to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Mate, those words, you've just created a target
Yeah.
on your own
massive,
back.
Massive.
And then you've come out and you've had, at 1.5 straight 3 and outs.
Yeah.
Didn't even move the ball. And then you get your defense who are already smashed back onto the field.
Yep.
Mate, you're supposed to be the leader of this team. You're supposed to put these boys in your back and lead them. And you have done nothing but talk absolute during the week.
Someone has to advise him better than that.
Oh,
That's a young man making a dumb comment. Like, who's,
Well, someone said during, I think it was Colin Cowherd, someone said so he played 3 years in Hawaii, didn't lose a game at high school, then went to Alabama and played on a Nick Saban and barely ever lost a
obviously
game
lost 4
there.
games.
Obviously
And
don't lose.
then now he's gone to Brian Flores. So the coaches that he's had,
Yeah.
excuse my stroke there,
Yeah, actually.
but the
I was like,
coaches
I
that
would
he's
have to
had
check this
have
out.
all been really good. Plus his high school career, he never had to do anything. So
Yeah.
the game probably does seem really easy to him. But obviously, pretty much every game he's ever played in, he's had an elite level defense.
Yeah.
So he hasn't had to do a ridiculous amount on offense.
No.
Like he hasn't exactly been setting the world on fire his first 3 weeks.
No, he had that one kind of almost breakout-ish game.
Yeah.
The others, he's
Like the Rams game, he was pretty average.
been game management. Has been what
Yeah.
the
I
ticket
I think
has
that's what
been.
he is. He's a good game manager. And I think at where he was taken and some of the quarterbacks he was taken around, namely Herbert,
Yeah.
it's almost like going, hey, have we taken the right player here?
Yeah.
Because I know we just said before that the Chargers, were 10th in offense last
Yeah.
year, 6th in passing yards. But imagine Herbert at the moment playing for Miami.
Yeah.
An actual quarterback who, can, he's leading the league
Throw
in
the deep ball.
20
Yeah.
touchdowns of 20 yards or greater.
Yeah.
Put
Wow.
him into that Miami team with probably one of the best defenses. Like, you got Parker out
The
there
wide
as well,
receiver is not as
Gesicki.
good as it is in LA, though.
It's not,
No.
but you've still got some pieces there.
Yeah.
You got Parker and Williams and whatnot. They're all pretty
Yeah.
reasonable.
So the whole makeup of their season could have been completely different.
Yeah.
One thing I like
It's
to
the
come
big
back
what
to
if.
here is they bring Fitzpatrick in because they need some yardage, need some points, and what does he do? Turn it over.
Massive.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it
massive.
is.
That is why he was benched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we remain benched. I think
Yeah.
they'll still go back to
Tua
the well with
start next
Tua.
week. They've already
Yeah.
came
So already
Yeah.
started, yeah.
So it's just a matter of, he's going to want to bounce back because you put in a really poor showing again. Like we said, you put that target on your back and people are going to, the dogs are going to come for you. Like they really are.
It's just LeVar Ball himself.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah. Perfect. Vikings Cowboys.
Yeah.
Another one that really let the big Chuckies wind out of his sails, I would say.
That's his bubble.
Resurgence
Versus
of
bubble.
Zeke here, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the big statement that, they probably wanted out of him for many weeks.
Oh,
now.
yeah. They've been waiting for this all season.
Yeah.
21 yards, 21 carries for 103 yards.
Yeah.
This is what they needed all year.
Yeah.
Dalton was pretty good, but this they're in a similar vein right now of having to do what Minnesota and having to do what Cleveland
Browns,
have to
yeah.
do, limit the quarterback and try and pound the rock. Dalton was pretty good though, 22 of 32 for 208 yards.
Yep.
So that's what you want. And 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. So that's a pretty good game for him.
The Vikings would be disappointed here with the, they were having a bit of a resurgence themselves. They were putting some games together,
It's
but
another close loss for him.
it is
That's what
another
it
cost.
is.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think they're kind of crashing back down to earth a little bit. We did mention last week about them maybe pushing towards a wild card kind of situation. I think losing games like that,
Oh, they're done now.
is gonna
Yeah.
do you in.
I
So
think
They're done now.
It's the first week that the Cowboys' defensive looks like it's actually
correct.
played in unison.
Yep.
The defense actually looked
Actually,
good.
like they gave a rat's ass too.
And which why Slammer and I are thinking that potentially, we spoke about it earlier, that Dallas are in the best position to make the playoffs.
yeah.
So,
Every chance.
and what you just said about Zeke, got over 100 yards. First game of the season over 100
Yeah.
yards, which
Yeah.
is huge for the highest paid running back in the league.
Yeah.
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 So
They've been needing more out of him all year.
Oh,
But they
they
finally
have.
got something.
It's been very predictable, their offense, most of the year, though.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's been hard
awful.
for him.
Hey, moving along.
Yeah,
I know
we
we're-
need to speed this up.
We're stretching time a little bit here. The Colts and Packers. Colts got the job done here.
Overtime.
Overtime indeed. 34-31. The goggle boy, I don't know, Blankenship, I think his name is, hit the winner
the
there.
rookie?
Yeah, so he's an interesting looking cat. But 34-31, they got the job done. Congratulations to them. They're on a bit of a tear at the moment, and obviously they're going to have to keep it up.
What are they? 7-3 or 7-4?
7-3.
7-3.
7-3. And they're going toe-to-toe with the Titans for that division. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's red hot in there at the moment for them. Aaron Rodgers will be smiting after a close loss, I would have thought.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be too wrapped with Valdez-Scantling
No.
for that fumble in overtime there that just gave the game straight to the Colts, really.
Yeah.
That was a killer
Already
there.
in field goal range, I think.
Yeah, about the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
So
There's not much
he'd
more
be
Aaron
furious.
Rodgers could have done in that game.
No.
Nah.
It's another game where he's played absolutely brilliantly and he's been let down by his team.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, though, he could have done more in the late part of the fourth quarter. They had 28 points by, very early third.
Yeah.
Did cop
And
up
didn't
a
do
big
anything
lead.
after that. So, just if they could have held onto the ball or just, done something late, they
By
probably,
virtue
they
of
probably
the-
could have got the win there.
By virtue
but-
of the division, Green Bay are sitting pretty.
Oh, 100%,
Um,
because, the the Bears suck, and they've completely fallen off
Vikings,
the
yeah.
playoffs.
Bears and Packers next week.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So that'll be good.
So that will probably give them another
good for
game
the Packers,
clear.
yeah.
That'll be good. We missed the Bears this week
What a shame.
on the bye.
I didn't miss them.
I didn't even realise they didn't play.
Raiders and Chiefs, great. Raiders and Chiefs played a great game. It was
Yeah.
really good television to watch. 35-31 was the difference. Patrick Mahomes late, obviously doing what he does, throwing to the big guy, Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
Got the
bully.
job done. Derek Carr and the Raiders obviously don't lose any fans here, though I wouldn't have thought. They played a really good game, too.
They did. They did play a really good game there, Blaze. You could have to commend them for their efforts. You'd be absolutely wrapped at that Travis Kelce touchdown at the end because
I
they actually
was.
won your multi.
I was,
With
yes.
a minute 30 to go, so you would be ecstatic there.
Laughing. 200
Clyde
points.
had 2 touchdowns, so I was pretty wrapped about that.
Yep.
70 yards for him there on 14 carries, averaging 4.9, so that's a great average there.
Bell had a touchdown too this
Bell
week.
Bell also had his first touchdown, 7 carries, 25 yards for him.
Yep.
Mahomes was Mahomes, 34 of 45 for 348 yards and 2
Fantastic.
touchdowns.
Pure
There is
class.
nobody better.
Pure class. The
It's
amount of
not
times we
even
stopped
close.
watching that game and saying, "Oh, he can't be doing
You
that."
can't do it. There were so many busted coverages and busted offensive linemen who just missed their blocks, and he just escaped, running to his left, throwing back across his body, and you just looked at it like there's nobody else in the whole league that can make that play. Everybody else would just throw that ball out of bounds and just reset.
That final drive was almost his MVP moment as
Oh,
well.
it was surgeon like.
And we spoke about it earlier. We had no question that they had way too much time on the
Yeah.
clock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oakland sort of lost
Anything
themselves
over a
that
minute
game.
is way
Yeah.
too much time.
It's not right to be so comfortable being down.
Yeah,
that
with a minute 30.
Like, it's just
There'd be no other fan base in the world that could feel that.
Nah, be that confident.
No.
Yeah.
So Mahomes, quick numbers on him quickly.
Yep.
So in his first, so he's played 41 career games now.
Yep.
In that stretch, out of
Yeah,
all
this is
time players,
Yeah.
he is first in passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, and first in passer rating out of every quarterback in their first 41 career games.
Yeah. I think there was another stat that he was
That's a-
second in as
That
well.
is ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
This guy is almost at GOAT status already.
Yeah, I know. I've been saying it for years.
Yeah, but that's you. That's a biased opinion, and now it's becoming unbiased.
It
Yeah.
genuinely is ridiculous.
It's
He's got to be
ridiculous.
a 2-time MVP
It's
coming
not
out of this
funny.
season,
Yeah.
and there's every chance he could be a two-time Super Bowl champion
Yeah.
and MVP as well.
That would almost be inside 50 starts.
Oh my
Probably
god!
just over.
What do we got left?
Numbers.
6. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be. Yeah, if they get the bye,
Yeah.
it'd be spot on 50 games about that. Yeah.
They're probably gonna.
This
not-
should already be a
They'll probably
stat
run the
sheet.
schedule for the rest of the season. They are just like the Raiders. It's the only game you lose all year where you go, actually, shit, we played a good game,
Yeah.
and that's actually took more away from a loss than they would have
Yeah.
nearly a win because they'll walk into next week peacocking, going,
Yeah.
"We've just done this.
Yeah.
If we're a bit smarter and maybe didn't give Pat the ball back or let him score quicker and take it back the other way or something, whatever they could have done differently, they'd be going like Derek Carr played almost
Yeah.
a perfect game. Their
Yeah, he
offense
was
played
amazing.
perfectly.
I
He was really good.
I simply cannot wait. I mean, this is probably the longest we've spent on the Chiefs in a little while. I cannot wait for our little special spin-off, Talking Chiefs.
Oh,
That is going to
Yeah.
be fantastic. A one-off episode that'll be coming your way in the not-too-distant future. We'll have a special guest on that one too, but watch your space on that.
Talking Chiefs.
Talking Chiefs, baby. The Bucks and the Rams.
Yes.
27-24, a game that made me smile a little bit. I took
and
the
a game that was nowhere near as close as the score
No
would indicate.
way.
Blaze.
And old
nowhere
T-
near as
old
close.
TB12 was out this
So,
week.
bit of egg on both the Slam and I's faces.
Yeah, okay.
Mine in the sense that the Bucks just let me down big time. But egg on Slam's face because he was talking down the Rams
Yeah.
all season.
Well, yeah, after week 5, yeah.
Most of the season.
Yeah.
He's been bringing it up quite a lot.
I do.
They've come out now. They're 7-3. They're top of the division.
Mm-hmm.
They hold the head-to-head over Seattle. They've just come out at primetime football and beat the Bucks. Their defense is one of the best defenses going around. Although they gave up a few points today, their defense is unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey's having an absolute season. Aaron
Fantastic.
Donald and Brockers on that line are flying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leonard Floyd's also having a great season.
Yep.
Their defense and on offense, they're not doing a lot.
I can't believe you're not wearing your Rams
but they're
shirt
doing
tonight,
enough.
quite frankly.
They run 3 different running backs through who all get 8
Yeah.
carries, and whoever's the better one on the day gets more. So there's a bit of competition there. The wide receiver room's not stacked, but Cooper Kupp and Woods,
Cooper Kupp did whatever he felt like today.
they both did whatever they felt
Yeah.
like. They both had great games.
And they've got a great scheming mind in Sean McVay as
They
well.
do.
at the
They've
helm.
got Tyler
How's
Higbee.
that? Two
Yep.
two
And
receivers
Higbee.
to go over 130 yards. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's gash.
Nobody else had more than 30.
And obviously Tom,
still, I don't
obviously
care. That's
Tom
ridiculous.
had a poor day.
And on the flip side
Yes.
of that, well, not even a poor day. He's 1-3 this season on primetime games.
Yeah, I still remember you saying that stat just before outside, and that is mind-boggling.
It's damning.
Yeah.
It's something because when you get to the point end of the season, all the games become primetime.
yeah.
And 1-3, and they've lost twice to the Saints. Now they've lost to the Rams. I mean, the question marks are getting bigger and bigger. I'm not as confident on them
No.
anymore, but I'm
No.
still confident my bet's going to get up.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah.
Oh, your
like-
bet's definitely
they'll probably
getting up, but there are definitely question marks heading into the latter part of the
And-
year on them.
I
Yeah,
don't-
there'd be reasons for concern.
It all pretty much sits on Tom Brady too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Because
he was awful
their
today.
receivers,
Awful.
like Antonio Brown, Slemmer said it perfectly before, doesn't look rusty at all.
No, it doesn't look like he's missed a
Hasn't missed a
beat.
beat.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got Godwin and Evans who are bona fide studs in their own right.
Yeah, and you got Scotty Miller, you got Gronkowski, you've got OJ Howard's been injured, but
Cameron Brate's all right too.
Cameron Brate's been playing well. They're just, it's just come down to Brady. The 2 interceptions he threw today were absolutely on him, and they were
Yeah.
horrible.
Yep.
And you know what? Almost those interceptions could have cost him the game.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of times he tried to go deep to Mike Evans as well
Yeah.
and just missed the ball by an absolute mile, and it wasn't even close.
That's not him.
That
That hasn't
is
been
just-
him for years.
I don't know what he's doing out
Yeah.
there.
It's the
Maybe
system.
he's seen
It's the
Patrick
system.
Mahomes and gone like, "This is what I have to do to win," and he very well might be doing that because
Bruce Arians' system, man.
it's
Yeah, that's true.
It's the slinger kind of thing, and I just don't
Yeah,
think
Bruce
that's what.
Bruce is a gunslinger type quarterback
Don't think that's
operation,
what
and
he-
that's not what Brady is
Don't think
anymore.
that, I thought that when he went there, but
Tell the
anyway.
people about the socials, Blaze.
Social.
Before the phone goes
I'm,
flat.
I'm going to talk about the tips first. 98,
Nah.
107, 112. BT on 98, Slammer on 107, and Schnars on 112.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, with the socials here, Jersey Cartel, thank you for sponsoring the show as per usual. Doing a great job there, obviously, with the giveaway. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Tip Top's the one.
TikTok. Slim Slam and the Bandwagon Fan for all your social needs there. Obviously over on Twitter, SSBF Podcast. The big guy on my left, Schnazzy Boy, handles all the business over there. YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Music, Slim Slam and the Bandwagon Fan. Keep showing us love there in whatever fashion you need to keep us growing and keep us buoyed by your support, which is always really important to us. Slammer, with all
Bloody
that
oath.
said on this probably extended episode,
Yeah,
do
we
you
did
want
babble
to,
tonight, didn't
we
we?
did a little bit. Do you want to send us off?
He's been Slim, I've been Slam. That's the Bandwagon Fan. Good night.